Community Service Committee meeting. If you would, I'd like to have Councilwoman Melvina to lead us in invocation, please.
Ora galande hai jule hele gan sivs kosa yen he jis getel do is ge yon he do has to yukta ge ha ni os vidus ki atin hola do gena sa ando jani gisa. Father, we just thank you for being with us today throughout this meeting and bringing us safely, Lord. I just ask you to be with each and every one as we journey home this evening. We thank you, Lord, for all your blessings that you have bestowed on this nation. Thank you again. In your name, amen.
All right, thank you, Melvina. Shelley, roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Darrell Legg,
Here.
Melvina Shotpouch, Sasha Black Fox Qualls, Danny Callison, Julia Coates, Joe Deere, Mike Dobbins, Kevin Easley, Lisa Hall, Johnny Kidwell, Dora Petskowski, Cody Poindexter, Joshua Sam, Mike Shambaugh, E.O. Smith, Condessa Teehee, Victoria Vasquez. We have a quorum.
All right, thank you, Shelley. If you've had a chance, Jennifer, you up there? All
Yeah,
right.
I'm on here.
Go ahead.
I just want to say my report, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
We have Councilman Poindexter.
Yes, the summer food program for kids, does that also include homeschooled kids?
That does not fall under
Is it-
my
okay.
program. I believe that's public health.
Public health? Okay, all right, I thought I was check with you first, thank you.
Okay, no, thank you.
Anyone else? All right, if nothing else, we'll move forward. Thank you, Jennifer. I hope stay safe.
Thank you.
You bet. Next, we have Michael Lynn, Department of Transportation and Infrastructure.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, committee. You have a copy of our report. Be glad to answer any questions about it. I just want to mention that actually for this winter, we've had a pretty, before all this cold weather and snow and ice moved in, I said we'd had a pretty mild winter, and we really had up until that Arctic blast that we last got, and then, of course, the ice last night and this morning. But that's kind of held up some of our construction projects quite a bit, just even during the cold weather when the temperatures were down to zero and there was nothing on the ground. It was hard on the equipment. They weren't able to do a lot of work on some of the projects. So it has tended to slow a little bit down. But I tell you what, another thing that's picked up is a lot of repair work that we've been helping or assisting with for rural water districts. And got several issues over in Adair County. I've been dealing with Councilor Sam, Councilor Poindexter quite a bit lately on those issues. But we're trying to help water districts get their feet back on the ground, get the services back to the citizens and water back to the citizens. So that's kind of kept us tied up, as well as well repairs and frozen water lines and things like that. So anyway, that's kind of what's been going on in our world. Be glad to answer any questions, Mr. Chair.
Any questions for Michael? Councilwoman Hall?
I just want to say thank you to your, the Water and Sanitation Department staff for the Sycamore Church. As you know, the pictures that you sent of their well house. So the before and after pictures I was sharing with Councilor Teehee and Qualls, or I think it was Gail, I guess it was. And I just want to say thank you so much. It was right before the freeze hit, and their water didn't freeze. But
Excellent.
Tell them thank you. I appreciate it.
I certainly will. Thank you.
Councilman Poindexter?
And just, we appreciate you and your team for helping us in Adair County and the continued work that y'all do. I know it's a lot of work. It's a big workload that y'all do. So we just really appreciate you guys and your team.
Certainly. Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Michael, we do appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Next up with Housing Services, we have Todd and Lowe.
Good afternoon, councilors. First off, you heard Michael Lynn claim responsibility for this weather we're having. I think you should hold it against him in the next committee meeting. You have our report. A couple of things I would like to highlight from that report. If you turned, let's see, this will be the fourth page. which has breakdown. This is month ending November 2023. That's what's being reported. And just a quick highlight, Community Shield Insurance, it gives you breakdown by county of the number of households that we're assisting with Community Shield Insurance. There's 1,053 total. Low rent apartments, we have 923 that were occupied at that point in time in November. Rental assistance, that breaks down between rental assistance temporary, which can be from anywhere from 3 to 6 months, allowing individuals some temporary relief while we're trying to find them a place to live, or long-term and transition them into rental assistance. And then we have college housing, so we're supporting 1,559 households with rental assistance. In homeownership, we have 1,400 homes that are under management. So those are homes that we've built over the years. We have people that are in lease-to-own programs across those. If an air conditioner breaks, we treat it just like an apartment. So we go out and we make repairs to that unit and return that back to the homeowner. And then we have about 200 people that are in Title VI or other mortgage loan programs. So I just wanted to point out those highlights. We don't talk about those a lot, but that's a lot of the stuff that we're doing in addition to all the construction and things that are going on around the 14 counties. I would like to brag on our after-hours team with the cold weather snap. We scrambled to get quite a few individuals and households that were struggling to maintain a decent and safe household just prior to this weather snapping, and made short-term plans to get them into places. And our after-hours crew, so last weekend, not this most recent, but the weekend before when we had the snow and the coldest temperatures, I think on Saturday and Sunday, we were fielding 4 and 5 calls. On Monday, we were actually closed for the holiday, but our teams responded to nearly 15 calls on Monday alone. We've had quite a few water line breaks, well house failures, even in the last couple of days. So they made it through the coldest stretch, and then now they've gone to critical failure in a couple of places. But our crews are going out and addressing those rather quickly. There was an individual that I talked to on Friday night, didn't have hot water, and the house was about 40 degrees, and our crew was able to go out there in about an hour and a half, got her hot water tank replaced, and got her safe and stable with some alternative heat sources. For construction updates, if you drive by Tahlequah, Stillwell, or Muskogee, you'll see each of those projects is moving along nicely. J project, that closed on Friday. We were going to open up the bids and work on making our eliminations to get down to the D-scope process, but that's been postponed to this Friday. So we'll be contacting the top 2 or 3 vendors, respondents for that one. Sallisaw, we extended 1 week. So counselors in Sequoyah County, we're hoping to receive those bids by this Friday. That's when they'll actually physically close. We just had closings on playgrounds on 4 of our sites. We were also going to review those bids today and make awards. And then last week, we also published an alternative energy efficient housing. You may have seen the chief posted about that, looking for some alternative plans for some of our existing units. We just received 15 homes. Most of those are in Cherokee and Sequoyah County. Those are the individuals. We have 17 more that should go out this week that are in Craig, Mays, Delaware, Rogers counties. I believe that's where the 17 are located. So lots of work continuing. Our goal is to have all of those homes for individuals bid out by the end of March. So a lot of work going and a lot of work coming.
Right.
Any questions I can answer?
Any questions for Todd? Speaker?
Not a question, a comment. You know, you guys get put in a pretty rough position a lot. And I know I kind of put you in a rough position several times in the last week. Appreciate the way you responded, though, and I know that, you know, people don't understand that there's all the counties, you know, a lot of them have problems, and if it was just one person having a problem, you know, it would be easy to get there, but gosh, whenever you've got 10, and I remember one day, I don't remember what it was, like 10 calls and then this one. So, man, you guys had a ton on your plate with the water and water breakage and all kinds of electricity going out, no heat. I mean, it was a difficult time, and you guys were put in a rough position, but, you know, you did a good job, and you got to everybody, and just like to say thank you, because that is a tough task. So you guys did well.
Well, even today, in spite of the weather, I met some of our crew out evaluating some sites today. It was great because there was no traffic, so it worked out great. But I appreciate that, Speaker, and very proud of our team. And, you know, they were in the midst of times when it was cold and nobody wanted to leave and nobody wants to get on the road today. Our crews are out hitting different households in different areas and addressing the needs that are out there.
I know that one day it was like 9. So, you know, working out in that 9-degree weather, that's difficult. So, yeah.
We actually had some after-hours crew that, I think they had 7 or 8 that day. They were in Nowata. And if you guys recall when the storm blew through the other day, and it was 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds, and the temperature was dropping by the second, those guys were on the roof, tarping a roof in that weather. So they deserve some major kudos. I think we lost 3 of them. They just took off with a tarp. So they may be somewhere in Arkansas or Kansas at the moment.
Todd, when the weather gets a little bit better, if we could bring them guys in and let us recognize them, I think that'd be really nice.
So actually, this Friday, we've had to reschedule board meeting. And so this Friday, we're going to conduct our board meeting, and we're going to honor those after-hours crews, feed them lunch, and then we're going to take a tour of the Tahlequah housing projects. For Councilor Dobbins, we're going to, probably next month, would like to do a walkthrough with Muskogee. And then Stillwell, probably sometime in March, would like to do a tour and walk through that with you guys. And so we'll try to work on getting schedules so we can do a walkthrough with everybody and show the progress and see how things looks on the inside of each one of these homes that we're constructing.
That'd be great. Great. Any other questions for Todd? Go ahead, Cody.
What time is that housing board meeting Friday?
Noon, I believe.
Noon?
Yeah.
And then it's at the housing?
Correct, at
Okay.
1500 Hensley's.
All right, thank you.
And then we'll do the tour after.
All right. If nothing else, Todd, we appreciate you.
All right,
Thank you so
thank you very
much.
much.
You're doing a super job. Next up, Secretary of Veteran Affairs, Stanley Joe Crittenden.
Good afternoon, council.
Good afternoon.
You've got our report, I'm told. I don't present it to you, but I was told you all had it. And if there's any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
We got any questions for Secretary Crittenden? All right. Well, buddy, we appreciate seeing you all the time.
Just a comment.
Yes, sir.
When we was talking about all those things that some of the departments and these two gentlemen take care of and a lot of other folks, when they tell people you can stay home and just send a skeleton crew and stuff, some departments can't really do that very well. Facilities, I think of them every time we have bad weather. They're out there on the weekend and after hours, and the sidewalks are salted down, and often they don't get the thank you that they deserve also. And certainly Todd and Michael, the jobs that they do. And as I was coming over here today, by the time I started over, about 9, the roads were just primarily wet, 59 highway. Cody, we've got some highway department guys in Adair County that take care of that highway, don't they? They always have. And I appreciate it. And, but I was thinking, my time in the post office, what's the old motto? Neither rain nor snow nor dark of night will keep the postal employees or their mail carriers from making their appointed rounds. There's a lot of truth in that. And when they tell us to stay home and just skeleton crews and everything, they'll say, with the exceptions of law enforcement, or of course our healthcare folks, they gotta saddle up and get to work to take care of our people. So, but hopefully nobody had an accident this morning. I haven't heard of any, other than the slip or fall or something. Y'all be careful going home, and thanks for the work y'all do. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you. One more question.
Sir.
Good.
I just wanted to say I really enjoyed that Christmas deal that me and Counselor Teehee was at last month. That was really cool, and we had a good time. I
Thank
wish
you,
we
Cole.
could have got to stay longer. That was a lot of fun.
Well, you helped us out. That's good. And we had a lot of help. It was a good time. Thank you.
Hold on, just one more time. Candace.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Candace.
Well, I was just going to echo Counselor, I was going to echo Counselor Poindexter's comment there. There was a long line of vehicles, and they were moved through really quickly. Everyone got a little bit of candy and a little hot chocolate and a gift, and seeing the smiles on everybody's faces as they came through of all of these veterans, some with their spouses, some had members of their family that was with them, and then having Santa Claus be just around the corner. The thought and the care from you and your staff for those individuals who are coming through. And I know that a lot of times when our elders get up there in age, they don't get the same kind of presents that they used to get maybe when they
Yeah.
were younger. And I know that for some of these veterans, that may have been the only present they got for Christmas. And so
Yeah.
it was a real blessing, I know, to both Counselor Poindexter and I, to be able to participate and help out just for a moment. And I just really, really want to say thank you to you and your staff for the thought, the care, and the dedication in putting that event together.
Thank you, Councilman. That, the Barbara Foreman, the director, I got to give her credit for that. All of those things that she does, that she, let's face it, now, you ladies are in the minority here at the table, but if you want something done and done right, you know, if you can get the gals involved and get them working, they'll make it happen. So, don't be offended, fellas. I'm just, it's just like in the church houses down there where I go to church. If it wasn't for the women, so, but that was a good time. And the 97-year-old World War II veteran, Wayne Callahan from Claremore area, he got out and got a picture with Santa. Several of them did. So there's a little kid in them, in me too, at my age. So, and presents always make it better. So
We have
thanks
one
again.
more. We have one more. Councilman
sorry.
Kidwell.
Yes, Johnny?
Mr. Secretary, I appreciate you being here today. This is more of a comment mainly for all of us, but something that I know that you're proud of, the recent launching from Bollinger Shipyard of the USNS Cherokee Nation.
Yes, sir.
Right? That's pretty dadgum amazing. If you haven't seen it online, please go take a look at that. As a Navy man yourself, I'm sure you understand the significance of all that. I spent a lot of time in Bollinger Shipyard back in my day, and I tell you, it's just to see all that happen online and know that that's going on, and that Cherokee Nation is going to play a part in that.
Yes,
And
sir.
I hope the Veterans Center is right in the mix of all that. I know that that's important to you, but for everybody, if you haven't seen that online, go take a look. You can find it on social media, on mine, and other places, but it's pretty amazing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that comment. We're planning on being there. We were there for the keel laying, and that was quite an event. So, thank you, Johnny. Thank you all.
You bet. You bet. We're going to allow Todd Enlow to come back up and give us another report here.
I have two comments.
Comment.
One, I forgot to make an announcement Secretary of Veterans Affairs is walking out, is the second one. He was a postal carrier and was talking about the mail coming through. He does have postcards for each of you talking about your car's extended warranty is about to expire. The other more important thing is making a public announcement regarding our Claremore office. That old Claremore office was closed effective last Friday. We sent out notices to all of our tenants and posted information allowing everybody to know where they need to go make their payments. And we opened the new office in Catoosa, just north of JWCM, today. So today is our first official day. So wanted to make sure everybody knew that, and looking at Councilor Deere, because that's officially in his district where that office is, and hopefully it'll make it easier for people to come see us. And that building needed some serious attention as it was, so hopefully it'll be a much better space for not only the tenants but also our employees. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And Todd, after this, if I could just see for just a second, I got a lady that her pipe's just busted. Burst. There's no such word as busted, right?
I'll take it.
Yeah. All right. Old business done pending, new business done pending. Any announcements? If not, I need one more motion. Second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right.